Good observation. What's happening there between like Mario and fucking Splatoon lass?
Yeah, it's like, does she not know how the game works? Like, she's gonna get hit with that green shell and lose her balloon. That's sort of how it works.
She better get fucked with that balloon.
Cow.
Dun, 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 dun,
I was
dun.
watching. I watched Book of Boba Fett, and it was aggressively average. And it's like, see the overall. You know what I was saying a minute ago about like it pure reeks of like rewrites.
Aye.
I'll go alternate link. Yay. Yeah, it's kind of the same because it's just. It's like, the title is Book of Boba Fett, and he doesn't need to be in it for the majority of it, honestly. Prancing Pony's actually quite a good car.
See, I'm going for a kind of good balance. I found I was doing better last. I got a first in the last game. With kind of dead balanced, good grip. Because I drive like a fucking old man.
Yeah. Make sure that you turn off the... Go back, real quick. Make sure that you're turning off... See the L and R and all that crap? Because L sort of auto-corrects you. That's motion controls. So yeah, that's like stick.
Right.
And then hit R. Hit it again. Yeah. Yeah, you want that off. So,
right,
yeah,
okay.
Cool.
That's why I didn't win the last one. We'll just say that.
Yeah, it reeks of like rewrites and all that crap, because it's like Boba Fett literally just spends the whole series going, I don't know, what do you think? And then his wee assassin pal,
Bud.
lassie,
yeah,
it's just like, oh, let's do this, and he goes like, okay. Oh, honestly, he's got no agency in the whole show. He just does nothing.
He's not allowed to.
And it's got that really. I was speaking to somebody about this, sort of like an illustrator, and they were showing me their work, and I was like, it was alright, but I was like, it's good, right? But this is a pet hate of mine. It's one of those fight scenes where it's like someone gets flung out of a building, and then they jump on top of them, and they're sitting on top of them, and then they fling them away, and I'm like, why would you like just? You don't need to be a professional mixed martial artist to know, like, if you're sitting on someone's chest punching them in the head, why would you get off them and like fling them away to give them a chance to go? I hate it. And there's a bunch of fight scenes in Book of Boba Fett that are like that. There's a Wookie in it, so you know the Wookiee's fighting people and it grabs one. It's fighting Boba Fett and it like grabs him and throws him across the room.
Oh, I fucked that.
And then, you know, goes and grabs him again and flings him across the room again, and I'm like, what? Wookiees can tear people's arms out of their sockets, which this same Wookiee does later in the show, by the way. But he's actively trying to kill Boba Fett at this point. Why is he...
little dick.
Why is he flinging him about the place? Why is he not just murder him? But is he a moron? And it's so overdone in like Hollywood films and crap like that, and I hate it. It's one of those things that just takes me right out of the experience. But anyway, Boba's just like... It's like, it's far too much Star Wars stuff at the moment. It seems to be all they're down on their luck and how do they get back up. Like they did that with Kenobi and it was pish. It was utter pish. This one makes a bit more sense because at least like, if you haven't read the comics and crap like that, most people's last experience of Boba will be when he got knocked into the Sarlac pit.
Yeah.
So that's kind of different. I'm like, cool, start it from there and show us how he survived. Yeah, that's fine. And then he goes and he lives with the Sand People, and then he becomes one of them because Sand People are just like us, and all that shit.
We just have to undo that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, there were undertones of racism in the whole Sand People and Jawas, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it really got bad in episode 1 with Mad Greedo.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean, that was just George Lucas' Star Wars. It's coming back, they're redoing the whole sequel trilogy, because it was so shit.
Is that true?
I don't know, I hear things. I heard that Daisy Ridley's coming back for it.
Well, I heard she was coming back, and then now I've heard she's not. So, I mean, to give up all that money, to pass on that much money, it must have been utter dog shit what they had for her. But I don't know, that's pure speculation.
That's just pure speculation.
Yeah, so that's Book of Boba Fett. It's the same thing, there's a bunch of moments, there's a bunch of trailer moments, he rides a Rancor and stuff like that, and you're like, that's cool on paper, but again, there's a weird bit where like then it just randomly climbs up a tower, And you're like, because King Kong was a thing and you wanted to like reference it. It makes no sense in the context of the plot.
Well, that was the whole criticism about J.J. Abrams, is he knows how to kind of construct stuff that looks cool, but when you sit and think about it for like 10 seconds, it's like, why? What's the context behind this?
Yeah, I mean, your boy Spoony, years ago, I remember him talking about it, and he puts it perfectly because, you know, like Obi-Wan talks about the Force, and the first thing Luke does is ask, what's the Force? So Obi-Wan explains to him what the fuck the Force is, right? Whereas it's just basic things like that, like people know crap that they have no business knowing, and then they sort of like make, like, Rey can somehow fly the Millennium Falcon. You know, things like that. And she just goes, I've never flown a spaceship before. And I just go,
Nah, she was just amazing.
And then spend the rest of eternity wondering, but how can she do that? I mean, Luke, who grew up flying his T-16 or whatever it is, grew up a pilot basically.
Yeah.
Like, probably was way better than other kids, men, whatever, like his age, would have way more knowledge and stuff like that. Basically, you know, says to Han like, "Oh, I'll just buy my own ship." Then and he's like, doesn't he say like, "Oh, well,
I'm not a pretty bad pilot myself." Right, exactly. He's.
Aye, but it's, you know, it's kind of.
He doesn't say, "Oh, I'll fucking drive your ship then." Or
it's implied that like
he
couldn't fly the Millennium Falcon specifically because it's a different ship. I can drive. Oh, you dirty bastard! I can drive a car. I would be confident to just be like, "I'll see that lorry." You know, give me it. It's like that.
Yeah, exactly. You can't drive like something that's out of your pure experience. It's like that's just fucking life.
Yeah, but she's Rey. She can do anything.
No, exactly.
Has never even seen or heard of a lightsaber before that swings about Kylo Ren on a first attempt. You're like, just shut up.
I somehow deflects his force powers. Oh, but she's such a powerful Jedi. Fuck.
Because Palpatine's her granddad. Because that's how the Force works, I guess.
She's a child of destiny.
But Anakin's the chosen one or whatever, and Leia's his daughter, so why is Leia not insanely powerful and shit?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't know. How again? I just book of Boba Fett. It's just I was like, honestly, Boba could be removed from this show and it would make a difference. And I was screaming, use your jetpack at points.
That Mario just picked me there.
So it's the same thing. It's stuff that sounds cool on paper. So like these assassins attack them, right? And also it's established that these assassins know how to use sniper rifle lasers or whatever, but don't. So they run up, and they all have shields. And Boba's got his helmet off, like for the whole thing, also for no reason.
The guy famous for, you know, the Mandalorian, wearing Mandalorian helmets.
So they
bit loud there with the drum.
They run up and they have like these basically like laser sort of shields, and they form a circle around Boba. And you know, and they're closing in and they're trying to like hit him, and he's like deflecting him and his wee like assassin pal. And I'm sitting there going, use your jetpack. Go up. Fly away, use your jetpack. Use your jetpack. Like, just why would you not use your jetpack? And then I was thinking to myself, remember like, and the thing is you can have your cake and eat it too. Remember in like episode 1, you know, the Gungan had those sort of like dome things. Those sort of energy domes. They chuck one of those down and then circle in on him so that you can't fly away. There you go, I just fixed it in 10 seconds. You get to have your little action scene.
They said,
but it makes sense as well.
Someone said it talking about The Last Jedi. It's like, where were the lore masters? Where are the people who actually, you know, fucking religiously watch this stuff? Who know the canon? Fucking see that ink? What the fuck? I can't fucking see.
Well, the thing is they're not allowed in the writing room because they're not, you know.
Nerds.
Well, that's the thing is they'll point holes in all the bullshit that's going on, whereas it's equal opportunities. Like, get a bunch of fucking people who actively dislike it and want to make it modernised for a modern audience and all that pish, and don't care about actually producing anything good. They just want the 15 minutes on Twitter where people go like, "Oh, they made it so diverse. It's so much better." Like, right, okay, space is a big place, right?
Diversity.
It is kind of odd how there's one black guy in the whole universe, right?
That is the one black guy in the whole universe. That's not what they're saying.
Aye, but you know, having actors with different ethnicities and all that
stuff.
Cool, great, makes total sense. That's not. I'm just
saying.
Fuck
off! You see what I mean? I go from fucking 10 coins, first place to a single.
This has been a rough one, this race, to be fair. This has been a rough one. But yeah, whatever, cool, diversity, yeah, great, no problem. But just tell a good story, that's all I give a shit about.
You little cunt.
That's not their priority. So yeah, that's where the nerds, the hardcore nerds who want to make this shit good, aren't allowed in the writing room. Because like Mando season 1 especially, it felt like they just let them do what they wanted. Just actually tell a good story, because Star Wars is one of those things. Every filmmaker in Hollywood pretty much will have grown up watching Star Wars.
How the fuck is fucking Yoshi in front? And now I can't see jack shit.
Straight, fly straight, just go straight.
I have 0 coins because when I get struck by lightning, I lose fucking 50 fucking coins.
Yeah. It's a good system they've got.
It's a fucking dog shit system. I despise the coin system.
Yeah. Ooh, look at this.
This game comes down to pure luck.
Nah, skill.
No skill, pure luck.
I'm a little Boba Fett rant. Basically, everyone's a moron because then they need to fight the Rancor and blasters don't work. Or no, there's these giant robots, right? So Boba goes and gets the Rancor to fight the giant robots, and you're like, okay, cool, right? Rancor, fucking shit up, yeah, whatever. I'm down with it. But then everyone's a moron because they're shooting these robots. It does nothing. So Mando decides to use his jetpack and shoot it a little bit more, and you're like, what? It's just retarded. And then there's this random African American woman in there's like this biker gang that Boba starts cutting about with, and I absolutely detest both their design and their like bike things that they ride, because they just look like mopeds and it looks so out of place. You know, like it looks land speeder, it's obviously just like a car, but it looks kind of cool and sci-fi, and it fits in with the aesthetic of like Star Wars. My God, enough of the lightning. Whereas these, I don't know how to describe it. These bikes, they don't look like, you know, like the speeder bikes from Return of the Jedi. They don't look like that. They literally just look like mopeds without wheels, and it just something about it looks so corny to me.
What, just painted the wheels green and just sort of ready to the night?
Honestly, looks like that.
Fuck off, man.
So there's this, you know.
I just got hit by a fucking shell and came to a complete standstill. Like, didn't kind of, you know, like you sort of tumble into it. No, just fucking rock hard, fucking stop moving. Fuck off.
Thingamabob.
Get him.
Get him! So there's this diverse, you know, like biker gang that I can't remember any of their names. Pretty confident some of their names are never actually even stated. But then I saw the lassie from there and some random African American chick, sort of, they take like a sniper rifle because like, I'm the best shot here, because of course she is, and then they go to like a different position to shoot the Rancor. These two characters whose names you don't know, you know, go to like sort of take out the Rancor all single-handedly, and then don't even take out the Rancor at all, or not Rancor, the robot or whatever, and you're just left going, what the fuck was the point in that whole sequence? Like, that's what I mean by it just reaches interference.
What the fuck, man? I'm in 8th, and that blue shell knocked me out of the way, because of course it did. Fucking me, that was diabolical how bad that was. Can't believe how bad that was.
Like the interference thing, that's what I mean. It's like someone goes like, oh no, we need a scene, we need more like, you know, strong female characters, so these two whose name you don't even know, or they need to go and do something cool, but it doesn't lead to anything.
You're filling out the roster, and it's like the show's called The Book of Boba Fett.
He's not in it very much, and when he is, he does nothing. He sort of just goes, what do you think?
Season 3 of The Mandalorian's like that.
I'm up to. I've sent you. Do you want to talk about this?
Sure, talk about it next time. But it's got a very similar problem.